Now, Cardano ADA has seen a 20% drop to the downside. So in this video, what I'll do is I'll break down the price action on Cardano ADA and I'll give you my thoughts on where I think we're headed next. Now, in my previous video, we looked at two scenarios that were potentially playing out, and one of which was a corrective move to the downside. And we were looking at a potential WXY structure form, and our key targets were anywhere between 88 cents and 90 cents. And the other scenario that was potentially playing out was this triangle setup. And we were looking for ADA to reach the apex of this triangle and then see a breakout to the upside where we would retest the $1 mark. And if we found support at this $1 mark, then our next key target would have been this target here at $1.17. Now, instead, the former ended up playing out, and here we ended up having a corrective move to the downside. However, rather than having a WXY structure form, instead we had a WXYXZ structure form. And so what I'll do is I will clear the chart and I will break down the wave structures. So what we had was a WXYXZ structure form. And this Z wave here is typically a 1 to 1.236 retracement of our wave W. So if I move this to here. And so as you can see, the price of ADA nicely, reached that 1.236 retracement level. So to me, that looks like the corrective move to the downside is now confirmed. Now, I am still tracking this 5-wave move to the upside. So if I just zoom out slightly, so this 5-wave structure here that you can see highlighted in green is what I'm currently tracking at the moment. And we are currently in a wave 3. And this wave 3 is made up of 5 waves. So you have your wave 1, your wave 2, and then you have your wave 3, wave 4, and then your wave 5 to complete this wave 3. And so one thing that I'll quickly do is to check to see if this wave 2 has met its minimum requirements. And so that wave 2 is typically a 50% to 88.2% retracement of our wave 1. And so it would fall within this region here between 78 cents and 88 cents. And as you can see, the price of ADA nicely falls within that region. Now, since this local bottom, what we have seen is a nice move to the upside. And so we are looking at around 8%. An 8% move to the upside. And we are currently hovering over the 200 EMA during the time of recording. And it is crucial for us to continue to hold this position in order for us to confirm that we are on a bullish trend. Now, what's interesting is on a stochastic RSI, we are overbought, and so there is still more room to the downside. Now, should that be the case, we do need to, again, continue to hold this position at the 200 EMA to confirm that this corrective move to the downside that we've just experienced is set in stone and we can begin to track our wave 3. Now, at some point, I do anticipate seeing us retest that 50 EMA, which is currently at 90 cents. And should that be the case, then I do anticipate there being some resistance, given the fact that you're going to have some people taking profits. And so, if you bought in at these prices, you are looking at around 10% gains. And so, I do anticipate people, taking profits and then buying in at low prices before we continue to see moves to the upside. Now, what's also interesting about this is on our smart money concept, it is indicating that we have a strong low at 75 cents. And so it is looking likely that we are not going to break this low, which is another confirmation that we are on a bullish trend. Now, if I move on over to the 4-hour chart, now what's interesting about this 4-hour chart is we are hovering over both the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA, which is both bullish in the short term and mid-term. Now, on our stochastic RSI, we are oversold, and so there is a possibility that we continue to see moves to the upside. And should that be the case, then our next key targets will be this zone here that we were looking at over the last week or so. And this is a key area because we found support at this level and then we ended up getting rejected. And then we retested this zone, found support, and then we ended up getting rejected once again. So once we retest these levels, it will be crucial for us to continue to hold this position and see a continuation to the upside where we can then retest this $1 mark and $1.17 mark to further confirm that we are on a bullish trend and that this wave 2 is also set in stone and confirmed. Now, smart money concept is also indicating that we do have a weak high at $1.17, and so we are still bullish despite this corrective move that we've just experienced. Now, the daily chart also tells a similar story. with regards to us being above the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA, and so we are bullish short term and long term. One thing to note is on our stochastic RSI, we are overbought given that we are above 50. And so there is potential that we could see more room to the downside. And should that be the case, it will be crucial for us to hold this 50 EMA. Now, we did see a wick below this 50 EMA too, but that's nothing to be too concerned about, given the fact that it looks likely that we are going to close above the 50 EMA, which is bullish. So that's just my quick update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found this useful. And if you did, feel free to like. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.